Hey guys, what is going on? So today I wanted to share with you something that I put together. I put together a cell phone camera rig. As you may know, normally I shoot from something like a Canon 80D or a 6D Mark II with a wide angle lens and an external microphone. However, that doesn't mean that I'm not interested in trying new things. So one of the things that I put together is this cell phone camera rig. This is an iPhone XS, DJI OSMO, a external microphone, and a tripod. By itself, this is a pretty cool gimbal for a cell phone. It works pretty good. However, what I discovered about it was that the audio from my phone was just not what I was looking for. I wanted a little bit higher quality audio. So for a while, I've been trying to figure out a way to hook up an external microphone to this device, still use it, and so get really good quality audio, even if it's in a windy situation, and still be able to use it for stabilized footage and for vlogging. And that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you how I put this together, and it may be something that you're interested in. All right, let's get this started. So one other thing that I forgot to mention is that I'm going to be using an app called FILMiC Pro. It works on both iPhone and Android. It gives you a little bit more control over what you're filming. For example, like your exposure, what color profile you're filming with. It gives you control over which microphone. It's not necessary that you use it. Like if you use the default camera app for your phone, this build should work. However, I like it, and I feel like it gives me a better end result. Okay, so this is the rig as it is assembled. Here you see I have my iPhone XS Max. I have the little lightning to 3.5 millimeter, which runs to my RODE VideoMicro. This is actually a special cell phone compatible cable that I had to buy. You'll see here that I have some weights. These weights are required because the iPhone has to be moved over to the left slightly, which causes it to not be possible to get into balance. Here is what they call the O-ring cold shoe clamp. This actually comes with two cold shoes, one on each side, so you could actually hook like a camera light, or you could even hook a second microphone to it. And I believe it also came with this tripod, which is nice. I do want to recommend against using the base that you can buy from DJI, because whenever it is connected, you really don't have enough room for your hand whenever this O-ring cold shoe clamp is connected. Another thing to note, originally, instead of using the lightning to 3.5 millimeter connector, I attempted to use one of these. This is sort of like a splitter. When I was using this, I was able to get away with not having the counterweights. However, I found that this thing was quite finicky, so it caused me issues. It would stop working every now and then, and my phone would say that this third-party device was not supported. So yeah, I'd recommend against using this and using the counterweights. You'll have better success. Okay, so this is the FILMiC Pro app that I was previously talking about. Right here you have your exposure point, and you also have a focus point. So you can move this to wherever you want to customize your exposure. You can also tap it to lock in the exposure. That way your exposure doesn't drift around. The other thing you can do is you can kind of hard press, and this is a little difficult on the gimbal, but if you hard press it, you get this ability to control the exposure yourself by moving this slider around. So you can see I can move it all around. I can also tap down here. It gives me my histogram. It gives me a little bit more information about like where I have my light and if anything's overexposed or underexposed, as well as the color histogram. There's a bunch of different things that it will show you, and I like to keep that on my timeline. So again, you can lock your exposure, unlock it. The focus point works much the same way, so you can move this around if you want to acquire focus. You can also lock your focus in, and I think if you pinch that, it may give you the ability to set your focus like manually. So if you want to do like a blurry shot and come in to focus, you can do that as well. So The other thing that it does is it gives you this ability to control your resolution, frame rates, for example. Like you can select 24p if you're trying to be more do cinematography, or 25p, as well as you can select 50 or 60, 120, and then you can also determine the playback, which is pretty cool as well. So, and it will use your front-facing camera. You can select camera. My iPhone has both a wide and a tight lens, and then I also have this ability to flip it to do selfies. So we can, oh, there's my big camera. So we can go that route too. And if you're like talking to camera, this is what you would select. So let's flip it back. There is this ability to do presets, so you can customize FILMiC Pro and then go into presets, and it'll remember that preset. Like for example, resolution, frame rate. You can save those as a preset and then use them as well. The other kind of neat thing that, if I can get to it, this is an add-on purchase. You can do log, so if you really want to get the absolute most when it comes to color grading, I think it was an add-on purchase. You can do log. I tend to film in flat, and then it even gives me the ability to tune up my my shadows and highlights while I'm filming. Pretty cool app. I know there's other ones out there. If you know of other apps like this, feel free to leave them in the comments for others, and we can learn from each other. All right, guys, so let's take this thing out for a spin. It is kind of windy today, so this will be a good test for the VideoMicro. I think I'm going to try to actually ride my OneWheel while I use this thing, so we'll see how that works out, as well as let's film some high-speed B-roll, then I'll bring it back. And honestly, I'm going to clean this stuff up in post a little bit because I am using FILMiC Pro and I am shooting in flat, so I will be color grading all this footage. More or less, I'm just like trying to give you an idea of what's possible with this camera rig and the audio from the app FILMiC Pro on an iPhone XS using a DJI OSMO 2 with a VideoMicro. So anyways, let's get to it. Okay, so from this point, I will be using the OSMO Mobile camera rig to film more or less vlog style. Let's go for a one-wheel ride. It's definitely quite windy through here. I don't know if you can hear that. One thing too, with this gimbal, like when you make turns, you're gonna need to give it a little bit of a heads up because the gimbal sort of does delay your actions slightly. Let's try that again, except for at 240 frames per second. Overall, I think if this was the only camera that I had, I would probably be okay with it. However, the fact that I really can't get as wide on this is a little bit hard for me, especially like doing vlog style. I feel like I want this to be wider. But yeah, like, if you're working within a budget, you want stabilized footage, I think it could be a win-win between audio, video, and if you already have a phone, maybe this is the way to go. So there is one final setting that I neglected to go over with earlier, is how to control this mic volume. And with the VideoMicro, it tends to peak out a lot when you first plug it in, and it's actually on this screen. So remember how you can toggle through these screens down here below? There's actually a little slider here that allows you to control the gain of the mic. So you can turn it up like all the way, or you can turn it down as well. So that's your microphone gain. In here under settings, audio, it allows you where you select, which would be headset microphone. And also, let me just touch briefly on this. I did find you don't have to press very hard, you just kind of have to tap and hold with these, and they come up. So yeah. So anyways, that's going to be it for this one. It's been a while since I had done one of these tutorials, so go easy on me in the comments. I am planning on doing more of these, and if there's anything you would like to see, either about the Canon 80D, 6D Mark II, or the DJI Osmo Gimbal, let me know in the comments below, as well as possibly doing some editing tutorials. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking around to the end. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and smash that bell. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.